Welcome to our Customer Billing Requirements series. In this series, we'll dive into specific customer accounts, focusing on the requirements to successfully process loads. Our expert collector for this account will guide you through instructions, ensuring you understand the key standards needed to maintain compliance. Ensuring the requirements are met will allow timely invoice processing and payments. Thank you for your adherence to these guidelines.
Hi, my name is Taylor Caldwell. I'm the collector for JB Hunt Evans and JB Hunt West. The biller for JB Hunt Evans and West is Lindsay Cohen. Billing guidelines. The following billing requirements need to be followed to ensure your charges are approved and processed for payment. If billing requirements are not followed, your charges may be at risk of agent deduction. JB Hunt is a web billed account that is billed by the load number/BOL. Any errors to the BOL entered can cause a delay in receiving payment and/or charges not being billed or approved. JB Hunt load numbers, example, are to be entered in reference 1 in the agent portal. Brokered JB Hunt loads look like this example. JB Hunt can only pay a load number once, so if all charges aren't added to the original invoice or if two invoices have the same load number, only one will get paid in 360. This happens frequently with TONU charges. Please ensure that any TONU charges are added to the load by the dispatcher or broker that is assigned to the load. When the load is completed, the documents below need to be scanned into dre@jbhunt.com. The BOL, the POD/delivery receipt. The delivery receipt must have the receiver's signature and empty date. Tender agreement received from JB Hunt. If a signature cannot be obtained or documents are missing, approval will have to come from the dispatcher's manager to AP to process load without the required documentation. Per JB Hunt's contract, agents have 180 days from the time the load is accepted to provide all documentation and invoice in Carrier 360 to process payment. If paperwork is provided after 180 days or the load is not invoiced within this window, JB Hunt will deny payment. This may result in deductions to the agent. Tender agreement. Total charges must match what is entered on the rate agreement except for detention. We cannot invoice in Carrier 360 if the charges do not match. We will issue a 123 request before we make what we show in the portal match Carrier 360 and deduct the agency. It is imperative that the agents respond promptly to assist billing and collections to get these charges corrected to avoid possible deductions. Please make sure that the JB Hunt load number found on the tender agreement is the same as the BOL entered in reference field 1 in the agent portal to assure payments are applied correctly. Accessorials. Please notify the JB Hunt dispatcher or broker of any accessorials at the time of occurrence to ensure additional charges are approved and will be processed for payment. The accessorials listed apply to domestic over-the-road third-party carriers and are not valid for drayage. Detention. As it shows on tender agreement, for detention payment, JB Hunt no longer requires a separate notification for detention. Please be on time and follow the process outlined to qualify for detention payment. Report your arrival time immediately upon arriving using one of the following methods. A. Carrier 360 by JB Hunt. B. Automated notification system. C. Email the dispatcher for the load or ICSSS@jbhunt.com. Detention is $40 per hour or $50 per hour if load is booked and all check calls are done in JB Hunt 360. After the first 2 hours from appointment or arrival if window open. Detention is billed in 15-minute increments. Line haul will be paid out directly. The payment for detention will be received 1 to 2 weeks after the line haul, once approved by the customer. JB Hunt will investigate the validity of the detention before it is paid. JB Hunt's policy states that for detention to be paid to a carrier, the following must apply. The carrier must be on time to the stop. The carrier must have in and out times on the BOL for the load. The carrier must be at the stop for more than 2 hours. Detention time starts after those 2 hours. The carrier must submit the BOL with times within 24 hours of their first invoicing on the load. Then in and out times on the BOL must match the carrier's check call times. The carrier is responsible for invoicing the detention time for payment to be issued. To qualify for detention payment, in and out times must be documented on the BOL. It needs the signature from the shipper or receiver. If the customer refuses to sign the paperwork, your driver can sign. If the customer does refuse to sign, please note this next to the driver's signature. Detention is billed to a separate department, so we cannot revise rate confirmations to reflect detention. Please add an additional line on the invoice, one for line haul and one for detention, stating the number of hours acquired. Please follow the document submitting for invoicing guide in your rate confirmation. Sample invoice below. Must be in a PDF format. Document must be submitted with the original Evans invoice. Please reach out to taylor.caldwell@evansdelivery.com if you need an example or assistance. Per diem. Per diem invoices are currently sent to the Evans collector unless requested otherwise by the agency. Please ensure that if you receive per diem invoices for JB Hunt, the invoice is submitted to the dispatcher or broker on the load within 180 days. Contacts. JB Hunt pay/billing department is icss@jbhunt.com. Submitting documents, ics.scan@jbhunt.com. Online resources, log in Carrier 360 to see your payment status. Department, carrier support, email carrier.support@jbhunt.com. There's our phone number, and if you have any payment questions, there's the extension.
I would like to thank the collector for taking the time to share the customer's billing requirements with us today. Remember, consistency in following customer billing requirements is key to success. To stay on track with customer requirements, it's helpful to assign specific tasks to specific team members. This ensures everything gets done correctly and on time. Using the same process across your office helps everyone stay consistent and avoid mistakes. Some customers send out weekly scorecards to show how well you're meeting their expectations for real-time updates, accuracy, and consistency. If you need help with anything on your scorecard, feel free to reach out to Lisa Snyder. Lisa can help you create a plan to improve your scores and stay in compliance. Thank you for taking the time out of your busy day to watch our webinar. We hope the tips shared today will help streamline your billing practices. Please do not hesitate to reach out to any member of the training team if you have any questions. Their email address is listed below. And again, thank you for watching and have a great day.